So what they say my warrant for?
So your warrant is for a failure to appear. Dispatch is gonna call in and make sure it's still valid.
Failure to appear where? I didn't have no court dates.
It's for DUI out of Pickens County.
Out of Pickens County?
Sorry, dude, could you go ahead and confirm that warrant?
The only DUI, I had a suspicion of a DUI a long time ago, and it was dismissed, so I don't know what they could be talking about.
New details about King Harris just hit the internet, and they're darker than anyone ever expected. T.I.'s worst nightmare is happening right in front of his eyes. And what's crazy, he called it years ago. Back in 2022, the rap icon warned his son that if he didn't chill out, the streets or the system would catch up to him sooner or later. Fast forward 2 years, and those words don't sound like advice anymore. They sound like a prophecy that came true in real time. Can I call my lawyer? That's what witnesses say King asked the moment things went left. It's almost like Tia's old saying came to life. Time gonna be your teacher. Well, that teacher showed up wearing a badge and holding handcuffs. October 2024 became the month King's life flipped upside down. The young rapper was behind the wheel of his flashy BMW, pulling out of a Chevron gas station when he almost smashed straight into a police cruiser. That wasn't bad luck. That was karma, judgment, and ego crashing together. The cops didn't waste a second. As soon as they stepped up to the car, the strong smell of weed hit them hard. And there it was, a loaded 9mm sitting on King's hip like it belonged there. From that moment, it was game over. When they ran his name, things went from bad to worse. A ghost from 2022 came back to haunt him. An open warrant popped up for speeding, driving on a suspended license, and a DUI charge he never handled. Instead of facing it back then, he ran, and that decision waited in the shadows, ready to blow up. And when it blew up, it did it loud. The leaked body cam footage told the whole story. Cops pulling him out, unloading the weapon, cuffing him, and patting him down. But here's the wild part. King wasn't raging or begging. He looked calm, almost annoyed, like a man who already knew his time was up. Even one of the officers admitted later that King stayed respectful the whole time, and that made the internet explode even more. Because let's be real, when you're T.I.'s son, every small mistake turns into a major headline. One day you're online flexing in designer gear, and the next you're trending for all the wrong reasons, sitting in DeKalb County Jail while millions scroll, laugh, and judge. For T.I., that had to sting deep. He'd been watching this train wreck coming for years. Back in 2022, when King started spiraling out of control.
So I'm confused.
Where was your DUI?
Jasper.
Jasper, is that a city or county?
County. Can I call my lawyer?
T.I. even went live saying, "I ain't spoke to my son, but I know exactly how this gon' turn out." Now those words echo like a curse. Watching your own child crash out in front of the world, it's the kind of pain no fame can fix. The red flags were waving loud, and T.I. knew it. But the world was about to see just how bad things could get, and this was only the beginning. The warning signs had been right there for everyone to see, but nobody wanted to believe it. Back in 2022, King Harris's temper and attitude started spiraling out of control, and every move he made screamed trouble. The internet first caught a real glimpse of it during that wild Waffle House meltdown. Yeah, that one that went viral overnight. King was seen on video snapping at the staff, yelling and flexing like he was untouchable. All that over something tiny, like he had something to prove. Even T.I. couldn't wrap his head around it. He went live afterward, clearly frustrated, saying he didn't understand why his son would stop everything just to argue with a cook. Fans weren't buying the tough guy act either. They called it entitlement, not strength. And honestly, they were right. That whole scene wasn't about power. It was about pride, and pride can destroy you fast. Then came the infamous clip that made the blogs explode. King and Boosie's son, Tootie Raw, were caught on camera flashing guns during a video shoot, acting like they were running a trap house instead of building rap careers. The internet went crazy. It didn't take long for both their fathers, T.I. and Boosie Badazz, to step in and check their sons publicly. They sat them down on camera and told them straight up, one wrong move with them guns or drugs, and it's over. The warning was loud, clear, and real. But King didn't listen. He brushed it off like he was invincible. By 2023, the chaos around him was only getting louder. Remember that Falcons game incident? The one that turned into another viral disaster? King was chilling in a luxury suite at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, live streaming to the world, trying to convince everybody he never had it easy. The irony was too much. He was saying he came from the struggle while sitting in one of the priciest seats in the whole building.
I can't hear you.
I don't want y'all to search the car.
Well, I understand that, but if I smell weed, that's probable cause to search the vehicle.
You're not gonna find nothing.
That's when things went completely left. During that same live stream, T.I. finally snapped. Right there on camera, in front of millions, the King of the South grabbed his son and put him in a headlock. It wasn't just a father trying to calm down his kid, it was years of tension exploding for the whole internet to witness. The clip spread everywhere within minutes. People couldn't believe what they were seeing. And the madness didn't end there. That same night, during the heated family argument, Tiny dropped a bombshell that broke the internet. She revealed that King had been sucking on a pacifier until he was 12 years old. Fans lost it. That one little detail tore down King's tough guy image in seconds. Memes, jokes, and remixes flooded every platform. The internet is brutal, and they didn't let up for weeks. But even with the whole world laughing, King didn't back down. Instead of learning from it, he doubled down. His pride was louder than ever. And what came next made the family drama look like child's play compared to what was on the horizon. By the time 2024 rolled around, King Harris was moving like he had something to prove and losing control fast. Instead of slowing down, he kept stacking up embarrassing moments like it was some kind of twisted competition. Every week, there was a new headline, a new clip, a new reason for people to clown him. It was like watching a slow-motion crash that everyone saw coming except him. One day, he's inside a mansion, eating ramen noodles out of an aluminum foil bowl, trying to act broke on camera while wearing designer clothes. The internet roasted him instantly. People were saying, bro's pretending to struggle while sitting in a house that costs more than our whole block. The comment sections were savage, but King didn't seem to care. Then came the night he got booed off stage at a high school game while trying to perform his music. It was supposed to be his big moment, but the crowd wasn't feeling him at all. Videos flooded TikTok showing fans waving him off and laughing while he tried to keep rapping through it. The humiliation was real, but instead of reflecting, he got defensive. He jumped on live again, throwing shade, trying to prove he was standing on business, but it just made things worse. That's when he decided to pick a fight with comedian Drusky, claiming he invented the phrase standing on business. The internet didn't buy it for a second. Drusky clapped back on The Breakfast Club, roasting him mercilessly. And when King tried to fire back with weak jokes about Drusky's weight, it only made him look desperate. People were saying King was turning into a parody of himself, more famous for drama than music. But the biggest blow came when he sat down with 2 Chainz on a podcast. They were having a chill talk about life and success until 2 Chainz asked him to spell tomorrow. King froze, then he fumbled, then he laughed it off, but it was too late. That clip spread like wildfire. The internet couldn't believe it. T.I.'s son, 20 years old, couldn't spell a basic word. Even 2 Chainz' face said everything. He was shocked but trying not to embarrass him on camera. That one clip hurt King's image worse than any fight or arrest could. It made him look unprepared, lost, and out of touch. Suddenly, the same fans who once rooted for him were calling him spoiled, lazy, and out of his depth. But just when everyone thought he'd hit rock bottom, something unexpected happened. King became a father. In November 2024, his girlfriend Janiyah Big Nana Epps gave birth to their son, King Jr. For a brief moment, everything changed. King posted November 5th, 8:09 a.m., Welcome King Jr., and dropped a heartfelt track called Dear Son. For once, people saw hope in him again. It looked like fatherhood might finally calm him down. But the universe had other plans, and things were about to turn dark. Real dark. For a split second, it looked like King Harris might finally be turning things around. Fatherhood had him glowing. He was posting his newborn son, smiling wide, talking about family and responsibility like he'd finally matured. Fans were saying, maybe this is his wake-up call, but that peace didn't last long, not even close. While King was holding his baby, his arrest video was spreading across the internet like wildfire. Clips of him being cuffed, dragged out, and searched were everywhere. Memes, parodies, and mugshot edits flooded social media. Every corner of the internet had something to say. His name was trending again, not for his music or his new family, but for another downfall caught on camera. People were even repeating his quote, "Yes, King said he pulling up on you," as if it was a joke instead of a cry for help. And then the whispers started. By early 2025, rumors were flying faster than anyone could fact check. Some blogs claimed King had been sentenced to 5 years behind bars. Others said he'd already been jumped in a Georgia jail, and that multiple inmates had attacked him while the cameras mysteriously malfunctioned. Nobody knew what was true, but the internet didn't care. The chaos had taken on a life of its own. For T.I., that was the breaking point. The same man who once said his son had to learn the hard way was now reportedly begging the system to protect him.
Jay Academics gave probably the most brutal but accurate commentary on the whole situation.
In reality, he got arrested for a failure to appear ticket for a traffic violation, so they arrested him. But we know this is King, so we're just gonna call it. We're gonna call it that they locked him up for a body.
Sources said T.I. was furious. He believed the attack on King was a targeted hit. That's when people realized this wasn't just about parenting anymore. This was survival. While King was allegedly fighting for his safety inside those walls, the drama outside got even messier. Blogs started claiming that Johnnya Big Nana Epps, King's baby mama, had been playing him for money. The internet said she was using their baby to pressure T.I. and Tiny into handing out cash. Whether it was true or not, the accusation spread like fire. Allegedly, T.I. confronted her head-on, accusing her of being in it for the Harris family's bank accounts, not love. That argument, according to insiders, blew up fast, and in response, King supposedly snapped back in the worst way, leaking a list of T.I.'s alleged secrets, even threatening to expose personal stuff that could shake the whole family. Fans were stunned. People started saying King had gone too far, that he was ready to burn everything down, even his parents' marriage. The tension got so bad that rumors began swirling about Tiny considering filing for divorce. Whether true or not, the damage was done. The cracks in the Harris empire were now public. By mid-2025, the family that once looked untouchable was falling apart right before everyone's eyes. King's bad choices weren't just haunting him anymore. They were haunting everyone connected to his name. What started as a father-son clash had turned into full-blown generational chaos, and the next chapter was about to get even uglier. By fall 2025, the Harris family drama had turned into a full-blown circus. Every week, a new headline dropped, each one worse than the last. And then, boom, Boosie Badazz jumped into the mix, making things explode even more. Out of nowhere, Boosie started clowning King with a savage rumor, claiming there was a leaked tape involving another man. The internet went wild instantly. But Boosie didn't stop there. He took direct shots at T.I. too. He said, "That little boy got them tapes out. Baby mama wildin', whole family wildin'. You can't raise no street soldier if you soft yourself." That line hit like a nuke. It wasn't just trolling, it was a dagger to T.I.'s pride, slicing at his legacy in front of the whole culture. Fans couldn't believe Boosie went there. The comment section was chaos. Some people laughed, some defended T.I., but everyone was watching. The tension between two Southern rap legends was boiling, and their kids were stuck right in the middle. Meanwhile, things got worse on the money side too. Remember that massive $71 million lawsuit T.I. and Tiny won against MGA Entertainment? The same one that was supposed to secure the family's future? Well, the court slashed it down to just $17.9 million. The internet lit up, asking the same question. Would that money now go towards saving King from prison? Or had T.I. finally decided to let his son sink or swim on his own? By winter 2025, the chaos was unbearable. Every gossip page was dropping exclusive updates about King's condition behind bars. Some said he'd been put in protective custody after another fight. Others claimed he'd been transferred to a medical wing because of injuries from a violent altercation. Nobody knew the truth, but everyone was talking. Social media turned his downfall into a sport. YouTubers, bloggers, and TikTokers were dissecting every rumor like it was gospel. Every blurry picture, every anonymous source became a new theory. Fans debated whether King was being targeted or if his fake street image had finally caught up to him.
I'm so puzzled why King feels the desire, need, want to be considered a street dude that badly? Like, why is he so obsessed with this?
At home, the pain was visible. Tiny was spotted crying outside their Atlanta mansion, begging the paparazzi to please leave my baby alone. The footage broke hearts. Meanwhile, T.I. stayed silent, but started posting cryptic messages online. Quotes like, "A man can lose everything but his name, and even that gets tested." The comments were divided. Some showed love and support, saying, "He's just a father trying to save his son," but others threw shade. "You raised him to be wild. Now look." The divide was ugly, and it was public. By now, this wasn't just a celebrity scandal. It was a family unraveling in real time. And right when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse, the world heard a leaked phone call that changed everything. Then came the leak that shook the whole internet. A phone call between King Harris and a close friend dropped out of nowhere, and it was nothing like what people expected. Gone was the cocky, loudmouth kid from Instagram Lives. What people heard was a tired, broken voice, a voice that sounded lost. In the clip, King said, "Ain't nobody real no more. Everybody love you till you locked up." Those words hit hard. They weren't bragging, they were pain, straight from the gut. That call spread like wildfire. Overnight, the whole narrative flipped. For the first time, people saw a different side of King, a young man crushed by his own image and the weight of his last name. Fans flooded social media saying maybe he wasn't just a reckless kid. Maybe he was drowning in expectations too heavy to carry. Still, others weren't ready to forgive, saying he made his bed, now he gotta lie in it. But the story didn't stop there. Around February 2026, another twist dropped, a lawsuit. A former associate filed a claim accusing King of owing over $80,000 for missed appearances and broken contracts. Court documents leaked fast and the headlines were ruthless. King Harris owes $80K, trouble follows rap royalty's son, one blog said. The internet ran with it, spinning wild stories about money, betrayal, and revenge. Some people said it was payback from the streets. Others claimed it was another setup, some kind of trap to break the Harris family once and for all. Whatever the truth was, one thing was clear. King's name was poison in the media. Every post, every rumor, every headline painted him as the symbol of wasted potential. By summer 2026, King tried to shift gears. He started posting gym content, saying he was focused on self-improvement, but it backfired instantly. He even offered 2D Raw free veneers if he joined his fitness challenge. People couldn't believe it. The comments were brutal. Bro doing influencer stunts while fighting felony charges. It was comedy and tragedy rolled into one. Every move he made turned into another meme. It didn't matter what he said or did. People weren't looking for growth anymore. They were looking for entertainment. King had become internet bait, and no matter how hard he tried to escape it, the past kept dragging him back. Then the whispers started again, this time darker than before. Reports began to surface that King had been rushed to the ICU after a brutal fight inside jail. Rumors said it was bad, real bad. Even worse, footage allegedly showed masked men lurking outside his hospital room, like danger had followed him straight out of the cell. Fans panicked online, fearing the worst. Twitter, now X, went crazy with hashtags like #PrayForKing and #ProtectTheHarrisFamily. For the first time in years, people weren't laughing. They were worried. And when T.I. was spotted outside that same hospital, tears streaming, the world realized this wasn't internet gossip anymore. This was real life, and it had turned deadly serious. That hospital scene broke the internet and broke hearts too. Witnesses said T.I. stood outside crying and shouting, "Lord, take everything I own, just don't take my boy." Those words hit the world like a gut punch. Tiny was right there beside him, sobbing and begging fans online to pray for their son. The tone had shifted. This wasn't celebrity drama anymore. This was a family fighting for survival. Within hours, videos of T.I. outside the hospital spread everywhere. News outlets, YouTube pages, and blogs all ran the same headline. King Harris in ICU after brutal jail fight. Fans flooded comment sections, praying, arguing, crying, some saying karma had come full circle, others pleading for mercy. Nobody could agree on what really happened, but everyone felt the weight of it. By the end of 2025, King Harris's name had turned into a symbol, one that carried pain, privilege, poor choices, and public downfall all in one breath. It was tragic. The kid who once had the world at his feet was now barely hanging on, his life becoming a warning for every young artist chasing fame before maturity. And the saddest part, it didn't have to go down like this. With his family's money, influence, and power, King could have built something big, an empire, a movement, a legacy of his own. Instead, he chased street validation, desperate to prove he was real to people who never cared. That hunger for respect from the wrong crowd nearly cost him everything: his freedom, his career, and maybe even his life. But the story isn't over yet. By early 2026, reports surfaced that King had made it out of the ICU and was recovering slowly under tight security. Fans flooded social media with relief, saying maybe this is his second chance. Others weren't so forgiving, claiming he'd never change. Still, one thing was clear: this ordeal had shaken him to the core. In the months that followed, King went completely quiet online. No flashy cars, no lives, no drama. People close to the family said, I had stepped back from business to focus fully on his son's recovery, determined not to lose him again. Tiny, on the other hand, was reportedly rebuilding bridges within the family, trying to heal what fame had fractured. Now, the question hanging over everything is, can King Harris rise from the wreckage? Will he learn from the pain or fall right back into the same chaos that nearly destroyed him? His story is no longer about clout or competition, it's about redemption and legacy. The world's watching every move now, waiting to see if the son of the King of the South can finally crown himself as a man who learned from his mistakes or fade into another cautionary tale. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Starbuzz Daily for more wild stories from the hip-hop world. Drop a comment. What do you think? Can King bounce back, or is this the end of the Harris dynasty? See you on the next one.